hope you enjoyed it. This next one is in French, and this is by Jacques Prévert, and this is titled Pour toi, mon amour. Give me a second, guys. I want to change this to... Let me see if this one works. 1 second. Let's see. Wait. Here we go. Je suis allé au marché, au oiseau, et j'achète d'oiseaux pour toi, mon amour. Et je suis allé au marché aux fleurs, et j'achète des fleurs pour toi, mon amour. Je suis allé au marché à la Ferraille. J'achète des chants et de lourdes chansons pour toi, mon amour. Et puis je suis allé au marché aux esclaves. Et je t'ai cherché, mais je ne t'ai pas trouvé, mon amour. Mais je ne t'ai pas trouvé, mon amour. I like this one. This is so nice. Thank you so much, Sandra, for requesting this one. All right, so the translation is: I went to the market of birds and I bought birds for you, my love. And I went to the market of flowers and I bought flowers for you, my love. And I went to the market of iron work and I bought chains, heavy chains, for you, my love. I know that sounds weird, but wait. I'm not sure if I translate this in English, it's gonna sound really, really dark, but it's not. So I'm gonna purposely change the word so it doesn't sound as weird or awkward in English. So the very last verse says, I went to the market of servants and I looked for you and I did not find you there, my love. I know, once again, I know it sounds a little strange, but in the French version, it's much more romanticized in many ways. And so it's really hard to actually translate that word for word. And so if you guys want to find out for yourself, look up the poem. It's called Pour toi, mon amour, which is for you, my love. And it's written by Jacques Prévert. So that's Jacques, Jacques Prevert. Yes, I know how that sounds like in English, but it's not. Okay? All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much again for that request in French. I love reading poems in their native language. There's something truly so genuine and just kind of, how should I say this, like very, I don't know, kind of more essential and kind of natural, and it's very hard to translate it. And you know, there's few translations that exist today that really do a wonderful job of maintaining like the rhythm, the sound, the intonation, the entire like movement of reading a poem in its native language and then translating it into English. And one of the best translators for Neruda's work is a gentleman named W.S. Merwin. And I can't tell you enough about just how spot on he is with his translations. And I'm so thankful that he spent the time translating these words from Spanish. And it really, really captivates Neruda's style, right? And the way he was, just trying to express and impersonate these moments of, that the poem was trying to capture. And so I think W.S. Merwin is one of the best translators of Neruda. But I wouldn't say the same thing for Merwin's work on Borges or even Mario Benedetti. I think there's other translators that are far better than him when it comes to their works. But Neruda, absolutely, Merwin is definitely the best English translator of his works. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that one. Okay, we're gonna move down the line, guys. This is the Request Line Sunday. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna go to another poet named Edgar Albert Guest, and this is titled "See It Through." And all right. When you're up against a trouble, meet it squarely, face to face, and lift your chin and set your shoulders, and plant your feet, and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim. But don't let your nerves desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you're beset. But remember, you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up. Whatever you do, eyes front, head high to the finish. See it through. That was a poem by Edgar Guest. See it through. What a wonderful message. You can definitely apply that in many aspects of our lives. By the way, if there's any gentlemen here, if there's any dudes on this live, seriously, man, I want you to feel especially welcome, because I started doing these lives for us, really. And I wanted to encourage good men out there to continue to be great gentlemen and to be difference makers. And I want you to know that you are absolutely essential to the composition of, how should I say this, of chivalry, of good morals, and just wholesome leadership. And so I think you gentlemen need to be upheld and in many ways protected too, right? And so I want you to feel that you are absolutely desired and that you are absolutely valuable. And I think more and more people, especially women, need to encourage these wonderful gentlemen that exist. And yes, they do exist, but just so you know, we just kind of like, just mind our business, and we kind of are striving to learn more, and just always wanting to kind of be in a very humble way of accumulating knowledge and sharing it occasionally with people that really want to know and ask for it, right? And I just think that that's such a wonderful trait to have, and I know many of you that have been following me for some time already know this, but Plato was one of the first proponents of righteous leaders, right? In fact, he called them philosopher kings. And what makes a philosopher king is a leader that wants to always accumulate knowledge, and no matter what the season is or the challenge may be, that king will always be criticized. But the difference is that he continues to accumulate knowledge, right? Because that's what good wisdom does, right? Wisdom always wants to learn more wisdom and eventually share it with other people, especially when there's a lot of people that are trying to hide the truth, right? And I know I've already talked about this, guys, but this is really the reason why I've been so motivated this past week to bring about the awesomeness and the wholesomeness and the critical message that the Sound of Freedom has, guys. Okay, it is a message that needs to be promoted, and I find it baffling that there are organizations out there and certain ideological groups that refuse to promote the message of the Sound of Freedom. And once again, I'm not shocked, but I am disappointed. And I feel like, films like The Sound of Freedom and its message needs to be upheld. It needs to be promoted, and it needs to be shown to everyone if possible. And, no matter how many ways other people try to spin it, there needs to be a true crying out and an exclamation, right? An exclamation of truly having the desire to protect children, right? In every way, right? Both spiritually, both emotionally and physically. And, anybody that says that differently is to be really questioned and really, really think about what it is that you guys are affiliating yourselves with, right? That doesn't mean that I don't have compassion for them, but it does mean that I will stand my ground to the very end to always protect the innocence of children in every stage. So, anyway, see it through, right? See it through, just like Edgar Guest wrote in his wonderful poem. See it through, guys. See it through when you are faced with a challenge. Don't walk away. See it through. Try it out. If you fail, and fail you should, at least you saw it through. And for all those wonderful men out there that give it their best shot to kind of introduce themselves to someone new, which is always nerve-wracking. Hey man, I applaud you, man, because, you know, even if you got rejected, which I'm assuming you did, at least there's something you learned from it, you know, something wonderful. And I'm with you there, okay? Like, I'm with you there because, like, about 2 years ago, I definitely got rejected by someone. And, you know, and it's okay. It really is okay. But, you know, I learned something from it, right? And no, you cannot use the learning outcome of saying, oh yeah, I learned not to do it again. That's not a learning outcome, okay? That's not an objective here. No, see, you learn to strike up a conversation. You learn to carry it. You learn to, you know, also be a listening ear. I think that's one of the critical things about, you know, being a good conversationalist, is also just kind of like listening and pay attention to those small little cues so that you can continue the conversation, right? So anyway, good stuff. Shall we move on? Let's move on. Okay. We're going to listen to another poem by Burton Braley. Again, one of my favorite poems that I read from this gentleman is a poem called Do It Now. And it's absolutely one of my favorite readings. I cannot say enough about the timing of it and the intonation of it, and even the music track that I used to record. I think you guys would enjoy it if you haven't listened to it already. That one is exclusively on Spotify. Again, if you don't follow me on there, guys, please do, because there is some wonderful content there that you can't go wrong, you know? You absolutely can't go wrong. So, yeah, go check it out, guys. Go check it out. All right, I'm going to change the music. I'm going to see how this one does. I'm not sure if it's going to go well with this next poem. Let me see. Yeah, let's see what happens here. This is Burton Braley's Start Where You Stand. Let's see if this works out. This is the Joe Roland Speaks podcast. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. And start where you stand, and never mind the past. The past won't help you in the beginning new. And if you have left it all behind at last, why, that's enough. You've done it. You're done with it, and you're through. This is another chapter in the book, and this is another race that you have planned. And do not give the vanished days a backward look, and start where you stand. And the world won't care about your old defeats. And if you can start anew and win success, the future is your time, and time is fleet. And there is much of work and strain and stress, and forget the buried woes and dead despairs. Here is a brand new trial right at hand. The future is for him who dares and who does and dares. Start where you stand. Old failures will not halt, and old triumphs aid. And today is the thing, and tomorrow soon will be. Get in the fight and face it unafraid, and leave the past to ancient history. What has been, and yesterday is dead. And by it you are neither blessed nor banned. And take courage, man. Be brave, and drive ahead. Start where you stand. That was Start Where You Stand by Burton Braley. I just gotta make a note here real quick, guys. Alright. Are you guys enjoying the show so far? Not bad. So far, so good. Sunday if you forgot. So I'm reading poems that you guys requested tonight. And so far we got some wonderful poems, guys, that you guys selected tonight. Thank you so much for joining me tonight and sharing these poems that you felt inspired by, led, and perhaps even reflected on. All right. Here comes a poem by John Fleming, and this is titled One Brief Moment. All right, give me 1 second. I want to try something here. All right, let's see if this works. 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Here we go. One Brief Moment by John Fleming. Look. See how long nights are drawing in. Dreary bird song gradually abates, and opaque dusk grows dim. And just outside the creaky little garden gate stood opposite the empty wood, where the vacant threshold silently waits, and I pause when resonating quietly back. I now hear far distant echoes of my glorious childhood, tugging like a siren upon my ear, and with a heartfelt pang I turn to move, and before my staring should offend some old friend's ghost, to manifest in vengeful affright towards the comforting sanctuary proffered by the warm kitchen's weak neon light that seeks out from behind the half-shut door, but held transfixed. Brought from whither not where to this one small place, and stayed, as if caught in a state of heavenly grace, conversing to the soft wind in harmonious, angelic rapport, and thus soothes like enchantment's waves, and rolling gently up to repeatedly break upon magical banks and girdling Nivian's lake shore. And for what be this odd muse that upon my aging senses does so readily enthuse, and to my inner soul so inextricably implore? But this must, and this much I may be allowed to say, before darkly gathering skies extinguish over weak flames of the last spluttering ray. Perhaps it is our inner voice that seeks out the solitudes of tranquility's choice, and to witness the record and dutifully store those rare and fleeting moments we all too briefly adore. Don't you agree? I agree. I absolutely agree. All right, that poem, again, is titled One Brief Moment by John Fleming. To all the Flemings out there, I forgive you. Oh, man. All right. We are going to read a poem by Robert Browning. one second. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can grab a tune here. Alright, let me see if this works. 1 second, guys. Alright, here we go. Meeting at Night by Robert Browning. Here we go. The grey sea and the long black land and the yellow half moon large and low and the startled little waves that leap in fiery ringlets from their sleep. As I gain the cove with pushing prow and quench its speed, aye, the slushy sand. And then a mile of warm sea-scented beach, 3 fields to cross till a farm appears, a tap at the pine, and the quick sharp scratch, and the blue spurt of a lighted match, and a voice less loud. Through its joys and fears, then the 2 hearts beating, each to each, meeting at night. I dream of you. I extend and give you my words. I reach for this idea of you that should lie next to me, and I wonder if there is some longing that is for me. Your eyes, I can see them, and I wish you would kiss me with them. was Meeting at Night by Robert Browning. Isn't this guy fantastic? This guy's amazing. And yes, he is the husband of Elizabeth Browning, in case you didn't know that. And I'm pretty sure he was like 4th in line to being a poet laureate. At that time, Tennyson was alive, and so he was the poet laureate. And guess who number 2 was? It was Elizabeth Browning. And I forget who's number 3, but I'm pretty sure Robert Browning was either number 4 or 5. So, very talented. Alright, this next one is by Khalil Gibran. For all of my Arab friends out there, Alhamdulillah, I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I do. A tear and a smile. Here we go. I would not exchange the sorrows of my heart for the joys of the multitude, and I would not have the tears that sadness makes to flow from my every part turn into laughter. And I would that my life remain a tear and a smile. A tear to purify my heart and give me understanding of life's secrets and hidden things. A smile to draw me nigh to the sons of my kind, and to be a symbol of my glorification of God. A tear to unite me with those of broken heart, a smile to be a sign of my joy in existence. And I would rather that I died in yearning and longing than that I live weary and despairing. I want the hunger for love and beauty to be in the depths of my spirit. For I have seen those who are satisfied, the most wretched of people. And I have heard the sigh of those in yearning and longing, and it is sweeter than the sweetest melody. With evening's coming, the flower folds her petals and sleeps, embracing her longing. At morning's approach, she opens her lips to meet the sun's kiss. The life of a flower is longing and fulfillment. A tear and a smile. The waters of the sea become vapor and rise and come together and airy a cloud. Nay, and the cloud floats above the hills and valleys, and until it meets the gentle breeze, then falls weeping to the fields and joins with brooks and rivers to return to the sea, its home. And the life of clouds is a parting and a meeting, a tear and a smile. And so does the spirit become separated from the greater spirit to move in the world of matter, and pass as a cloud over the mountain of sorrow, and the plains of joy to meet the breeze of death, and return whence it came, to the ocean of love and beauty, to God. That was A Tear and a Smile by Khalil Gibran, Lebanese-American poet. Good stuff. Well done. Thank you for that request. Amazing stuff. This next one is by Diane Ackerman. This is Beija Flor. And give me 1 second. All right, here we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Here we go. And when you kiss me, moths flutter in my mouth. When you kiss me, leaf cutter ants lift up, and their small burdens, and carry them along corridors of scent. When you kiss me, caiman slither down wet banks in moonlight, and jaws yawning open, my tiny fist conceals the bleached skull of a sloth. When you kiss me, the waters wed in my ribs, and dark and pale rivers exchange their potions. She gives him love's power, and he gives her love's lure. When you kiss me, my heart surfacing all breath like a pink river dolphin. When you kiss me, the rain falls thick as rubber, and sunset pours red caramel down my spine. And in my hips, the green wings of the jungle flutter. And when you kiss me, blooms explode like landmines in trees loud with monkey muttering and casuistry of birds. When you kiss me, a palm cradling the moon in its arms becomes a pictograph of for leisure. When you kiss me, a palm cradling the moon in its arms becomes a pictograph for leisure. And my flesh sambas like an iguana. And when you kiss me, the river mirror reflects an unknown land, eyes glittering the foliage, and ships pass like traveling miracle plays. And cocassettes brush fires in my veins. When you kiss me, the river tilts. Its wet thighs around a bend, When you kiss me, my tongue unfolds its wings and flies through shadows as a leaf-nosed bat, ventriloquist of the twilight shore, which hurls its voice against the tender world and aches to hear its echo rushing back. And when you kiss me, Anthuria send up small telescopes. The vine-clad trees wear pantaloons in a reasonably inevitable moon rises among a signature of clouds, and the sky fills with the pandemonium of swamp monkeys and the aerial slither and looping confetti of butterflies. And when you kiss me, time's caravan pauses to sip from the rich tropic of the heart, find shade in the oasis of a touch, and bathe in nature, carnal, mute, and radiant. For when you kiss me, I become the all you love, a peddler on your luminous river, whose salted fish are words, daughter of a dolphin. When you kiss me, I smell of night blooming orchids, and when you kiss me, my mouth softens into scarlet feathers, and its ibis with curved bill and small dark smile. When you kiss me, jaguars lope through my knees. And when you kiss me, my lips quiver like bronze violets. And when you kiss me, Beija Flor by Diane Ackerman. There you go. This next one is by Shayla Bowman. It's really up to you. That's the title of this next one. Wait. Let me see. One word can start a friendship, and one kiss, a love affair, and one smile can bring you laughter, and one hug can show you care. One wave of your hand can say hello, and one tear can make you cry. And one gentle touch can warm a heart, and one dream can make you fly, and one song can bring back memories, and one thought sees brighter days, and one wish can bring colorful rainbows, and one good deed can bring you praise. One moon can light your darkness, and one star can guide your soul. and one step will start each journey, and one hope to make your goal, and one hand to hold in friendship, and one heart that's kind and true, one love and one friend is all you need. It's really up to you. That was Shayla Bowman's It's Really Up to You. Thanks for your request tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. All right. Do you want to learn about a flea? What? A flea? That's kind of strange. Let's see how John Donne talks about a particular flea. Let's see what he says. All right? Let's see what happens. All right. This is John Donne's The Flea. Mark but this flea, and mark in this, how little that which thou deniest me is. It sucked me first, and now sucks thee. And in this flea our two bloods mingled be. Thou knowest that this cannot be said, a sin, nor shame, nor loss of maidenhead. Yet this enjoys before it woo, and pampered swells with one blood made of two. And this, alas, is more than we do. Oh, stay 3 lives in one flea spare, where we almost, nay, more than married are. This flea is you and I, and this our marriage bed. And marriage temple is, though parents grudge and you, we are met, cloistered in these living walls of jet. And though yous make you apt to kill me, let not to that self-murder added be. And sacrilege, 3 sins in killing 3. What? Cruel and sudden hast thou since purpled thy nail in blood of innocence? Wherein could this flea guilty be, except in that drop which it sucks from thee? Yet thou triumphest, and sayest that thou findest not thyself, nor me the weaker now. 'Tis true. Then learn how false fears be. Just so much honor when thou yieldest to me. Will waste, as this flea's death took life from thee. I'm not even gonna unpack this one because it is gonna take me way off the purpose of tonight's. But I will absolutely come back to this one in my next live for sure. There's some messages here, guys, that really needs to be resonated. by so many people, including myself. It's a wow. Yep. This one is definitely one that I'm going to read again in my next live. Well done for the request. Alright guys, here comes a Spanish one. This one is by... Wait, let me make sure I got the... Oh yeah. Jorge Luis Borges. He's Argentinian and also a magnificent short story writer. I encourage you guys to check out a short story that he wrote. It's called The Labyrinth. It is so enlightening, but it's definitely a challenging read, so I encourage you guys to check it out for sure. Anyway, this was called Más allá del encanto. You guys ready? Alright, let's do this. De tanto perder aprendí a ganar. De tanto llorar se me dibujó la sonrisa que tengo. Conozco tanto el piso que solo miro el cielo. Toqué tantas veces fondo que cada vez que bajo ya sé que mañana subiré. Me asombro tanto como es el ser humano que aprendí a ser yo mismo. Tuve que sentir la soledad para aprender a estar conmigo mismo y saber que soy buena compañía. Intenté ayudar tantas veces a los demás que aprendí a que me pidieran ayuda. Y traté siempre de que todo fuese perfecto. Y comprendí que realmente todo es tan imperfecto como debe ser, incluyéndome. Hago solo lo que debo, de la mejor forma que puedo, y los demás que hagan lo que quieren. Vi tantos perros correr sin sentido que aprendí a ser tortuga y apreciar el recorrido. Y aprendí que en esta vida nada es seguro, solo la muerte. Por eso disfruto el momento y lo que tengo. Aprendí que nadie me pertenece. Y aprendí que estarán conmigo el tiempo que quieran y deban estar. Y quien realmente está interesado en mí me lo hará saber a cada momento y contra lo que sea. Que la verdadera amistad sí existe, pero no es fácil encontrarla. Que quien te ama te lo demostrará siempre sin necesidad de que se lo pidas. Que ser fiel no es una obligación, sino un verdadero placer cuando el amor es el dueño de ti. Eso es vivir. La vida es bella, con su ir y venir, con sus sabores y sin sabores. Aprendí a vivir y disfrutar cada detalle. Aprendí de los errores, pero no vivo pensando en ellos. pues siempre suelen ser un recuerdo amargo que te impide seguir adelante. Pues hay errores irremediables. Las heridas fuertes nunca se borran de tu corazón, pero siempre hay alguien realmente dispuesto a sanarlas con la ayuda de Dios. Camina de la mano de Dios. Todo mejora siempre. Y no te esfuerces demasiado, que las mejores cosas de la vida suceden cuando menos te lo esperas. No la busques, ellas te buscan. Lo mejor está por venir. ¡Qué bueno! ¡Qué bonito!, ¿no? Más allá del encanto, de Jorge Luis Borges. ¡Qué bonito! Realmente no lo esperaba esa última parte, pero muy bonito. ¡Felicidades! So good, guys. Wow. I wish I could translate this for you guys, but I'm not even gonna. This is too precious for me to like butcher it with my improv right now, because you guys need to read this on your own. So this is called Más allá del encanto, which means like further, for like more than the fascination, or like the how should I say this, like the pleasures, right? So like beyond the pleasures, right? Beyond the fascination, the beyond. And so it's written by Jorge Luis Borges, who is one of the best South American writers. He's actually more of a short story writer than he is a poet, and he's so good at it, by the way, like the short stories, I mean. And so I definitely recommend a lot of his works for sure. But definitely check out that one that I told you guys. It's called Labyrinth, and there is a bunch of English translations for that work. So he's very well versed. He's well known in the literature world for sure. So thank you so much for that request. So nice. So nice, guys. All right, guys. Looks like we did all of your requests tonight. Very nice. I have a couple of here poems that I would like to read for you tonight. These are my selection. It won't take very long. So if you give me just 1 minute, I'm going to get some water. You guys know what to do. Tap that screen. I'll be right back. And we'll continue with the selections that I have for you tonight. But before I go there, I want to say thank you so much for being here. This is the J World Seas podcast. And this is Request Line Sunday. These poems that you guys requested are so good, guys. Thank you so much for suggesting these. And I will absolutely read The Flea in my next live, because like I said, guys, there's so much to unpack in that poem. I'm afraid that if I start it now, it will take another hour. And I'm not kidding. There's a really, really important message that this poem actually has. So I need to expound upon it. Yes? All right. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back. I need to hydrate. So give me 1 minute, guys. Tap that screen. I'll be right back. All right. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. All right. I have a poem here that I think needs to be read, needs to be heard by a lot of people. And I just want to remind you guys that, you know, a lot of these writers go through very similar situations that you and I go through. But what makes them great writers is that they actually spend the time trying to put these sentiments and these thoughts into a very patterned syllabic expression. And I believe that what makes poetry such a unique art is that when the right word is selected, it doesn't matter how much time has gone by, it doesn't even matter what the situation is. That word and its syllabic measurement really surpasses any limited timeline. So I know it's a little bit ironic because measurement is a time pattern. But what I mean is, it doesn't matter the era. It doesn't matter if it's tomorrow or 100 years from now. It will always be applicable. And really, these words are not going to solve your problem. But what that will allow you to do is reflect on them and motivate you to do something about it. Because unfortunately, we live in a culture where complacency seems to be applauded. And I'm not saying that, do not confuse complacency with rest, okay? Way too different motives. Rest is good, but rest comes after laboring, right? Which is also good. And so I think there's way too many ideologies and things in general that want you to be complacent. I mean, don't even get me started with something called cultivation theory. Oh my goodness. That's and you know, speaking as a media scholar, it's dangerous ground. So heed these words that I'm about to read to you. This is written by Thomas Curtis Clarke, and this is titled Take the Time to Live. Here we go. Take time to live. The world has much to give of faith and hope and love, of faith that life is good, that human brotherhood shall no illusion prove, of hope that future years shall bring the best, in spite of those whose darkened sight would stir our doubts and fears. and of love that makes of life, with all its griefs, a song, a friend of conquered wrong, a symphony of strife. Take time to live, nor to vain mammon give your fruitful years. Take time to live. The world has much to give of sweet content, of joy at duty bravely done, of hope that every sun shall bring more fair employ. Take time to live, for life has much to give, and despite the cynic's sneer, that all's forever wrong, there's much that calls for song. To fate lend not your ear. Take time to live. The world has much to give. That was a poem by Thomas Curtis Clarke. Take time to live. The message is pretty clear, guys. Take time to live. Good stuff. Nice. All right. I like that one. All right. Let's do one more. All right, this next one. Let's see. I'm not sure if I'll be able to read this one. Yeah, I think it's good. All right, so this next one is titled Home. This is written by Nellie Womack Hines. And give me 1 second, wait. Wait, that's a little too heavy. 1 second. Okay, we're just gonna do this one. All right, this is titled Home by Nellie Womack Hines. And this is what it says. Home, my every heart's desire is safe within thy walls, and the voices of my loved ones, friends who come, and my treasured books that rest in each serene. All make more dear to me thy heaven sweet, and nor do my feet desire to wander out, except that they may have the glad return at eventide. Dear home, home, my very heart's contentment lies within thy walls. No worldly calls hath power to turn my eyes, and longing from thy quietness each morn, when I go forth upon the duties of the day, I wend my way, content to know that eve will bring me safely to thy walls again. Dear home, I need to read one more. And I want to read this to a friend. This is titled, There's Always a Place for You. There's always a place for you at my table. You never need to be invited. I'll share every crust as long as I'm able, and know you will be delighted. There's always a place for you by my fire. And though it may burn to embers, if warmth and good cheer are your desire, the friend of your heart remembers. There's always a place for you by my side. And should the years tear us apart, I will face lonely moments more satisfied with a place for you in my heart. The days may be long and days may be otherwise. As long as there are oceans deep and the highest skies, there will always be a place for you. wish. You could let my spirit talk with you. For at least then you would know that I would long for you to there's always a place for you. Alright guys, thank you so much for being here. This is the J. Roller Speaks podcast. I hope you enjoyed the show. This is a wonderful place. This is a wonderful time to reminisce of beautiful things, beautiful thoughts, and I hope you guys enjoyed these wonderful selections. You guys picked it tonight, so I applaud all of you this evening for your selections. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much for your suggestions, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you come back to our next live, which may be Tuesday, I think. We'll see. And we'll come back to our regularly scheduled program, and I'll let you guys know what our theme is going to be then. But for now, if I don't see you again, this has been an absolute pleasure and an absolute honor to have read these wonderful poems by these amazing, amazing writers. And as always, strive to defend truth, honor, righteousness, and holiness. And don't listen to how certain groups or organizations spin it, but truly defend the importance and innocence of children. This is a dark place, and you need to make the right choices to safekeep children in every aspect, spiritually, physically, emotionally. And they are truly a gift. And as adults, we are stewards of protecting them. So, I hope that these words and these messages speak to you. And if they do, I want to encourage you to continue to find out what it is that these words want you to seek out. So, with that, I'm going to end this live with a passage from the New Testament. And I hope that they speak to you as much as they have to me, alright? Alright guys, here we go. And this is from 1 John chapter 5. is what it says. Everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ has been born of God. And everyone who loves the Father loves whoever has been born of him. And by this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and obey his commandments. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not burdensome. For everyone who has been born of God overcomes the world. And this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. Who is it that overcomes the world except the one who believes that Jesus is the Son of God? This is he who came by water and blood, Jesus Christ. Not by the water only, but by the water and the blood. And the Spirit is the one who testifies, because the Spirit is the truth. For there are three that testify: the Spirit, and the water, and the blood. And these three agree. If we receive the testimony of men, the testimony of God is greater. For this is the testimony of God that he has borne concerning his Son. And whoever believes in the Son of God has the testimony in himself. And whoever does not believe God has made him a liar, because he has not believed in the testimony that God has borne concerning his Son. And this is the testimony, that God gave us eternal life, and this life is in his Son. Whoever has the Son has life, and whoever does not have the Son of God does not have life. I write these things to you who believe in the name of Son of God, that you may know that you have eternal life. And this is the confidence that we have toward him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And if we know that he hears us in whatever we ask, we know that we have the requests that we have asked of him. If anyone sees his brother committing a sin not leading to death, he shall ask God. He shall ask, and God will give him life. To those who commit sins that do not lead to death, and there is sin that leads to death. I do not say that one should pray for that. All wrongdoing is sin, but there is sin that does not lead to death. We know that everyone who has been born of God does not keep on sinning, but he who was born of God protects him, and the evil one does not touch him. We know that we are from God, and the whole world lies in the power of the evil one. And we know that the Son of God has come and has given us understanding, so that we may know him who is true. And we are in him who is true, in his Son, Christ Jesus. He is the true God and eternal life. Little children, keep yourselves from idols. Whether you like it or not, you follow something or someone. And whatever that is, if it's stemming from this world, which, by the way, originally is a beautiful world, and, landscape-wise, it still is, but it is filled by us that are broken and have very questionable desires and agendas. And so whether you like it or not, you follow something or someone. And my only question for you is, when it fails, or when they fail, what will you do? You see, there's a wonderful message here that can never be taken from you. And that message is eternal life. This is the reason why I'm able to sleep soundly. Not because of what I earned. It has nothing to do with that. In fact, it's through the act of grace that eternal life has been given. And because of that graceful act, then I live in graciousness, right? Like graciousness being the constant giving of thankfulness, right? To be in thankfulness, which is what graciousness means. And so I'm not here to convince you of anything except that whenever you experience those failures, the Lord will never fail you. And in fact, will protect and honor you because you chose to honor Him. And you'll be filled with a compassion and a heart-filled graciousness that will spring naturally from you, because then you will realize that you were always loved by a merciful Creator, and no person can ever substitute that. And the best part about this, guys, is the way you love people, you know? That doesn't mean that like you gotta be friends with every single person, because not everybody will be your friend or even will want to be your friend. But just like the story that I shared at the beginning of this live, even with some of my friends whom I was a little bit surprised about some of the things they were promoting, you know, I still consider them my friend no matter what. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to keep a quiet heart and not speak up so that they can be reminded of the importance of upholding truth and righteousness. But I do it with graciousness, right? I do it with a gratitude and a compassion, of course. Anyway, so may these words speak to you as much as they have and continue to speak to me. Thank you again for being here, and we'll see you guys very soon. As the Arabs would say, Inshallah, which means Lord willing, right? Good night, everybody. Take care.